lot of news to catch you up on this Monday. Thanks for watching CNN 10. We start with reports of terrorist attacks in northern Africa and northern Europe. In the nation of Egypt Sunday, bombings at 2 Coptic Christian churches killed at least 43 people. The first blast took place during a service at St. George's Church in the city of Tanta. Egypt State TV said a bomb was placed under a seat in the main prayer hall. And afterward, outside St. Mark's Coptic Orthodox Cathedral in the city of Alexandria, a suicide bomber set off explosives after police reportedly stopped the attacker from entering the church. More than 100 people were wounded in the 2 attacks. They took place on Palm Sunday. It's the Sunday before Easter and marks the beginning of Holy Week for the world's Christians. The Coptic Orthodox Church was established by the Apostle Mark in the 1st century A.D., according to the church's history. Coptic Christians are a religious minority in Egypt. They make up about 10% of the country's population, and they've been targeted repeatedly in recent years, often by Islamic militants. The terrorist group ISIS, Islamic State in Iraq and Syria, said it was responsible for Sunday's bombings. Condemnations of the attacks, condolences for the victims, and support for Egypt's government came in from political and religious leaders worldwide. Meanwhile, police in Sweden say a man suspected of participating in a terrorist attack there had shown sympathies to extremist groups, including ISIS. Another suspect has also been arrested. On Friday, a delivery truck was driven into a department store in the Swedish capital of Stockholm. 4 people were killed in that attack, and some of the 15 people injured were in critical condition as of last night. Thousands gathered on Sunday to remember the victims.
There's been a fierce determination here in Sweden to get life back to normal. That message has come from the King and the Prime Minister right down to the ordinary Swede. So imagine that this was the street where the attacker came thundering down in his truck. That's how busy it would have been. Amazing to think that there weren't more deaths, that there weren't more injuries. But the message here is that people should carry on with their ordinary lives in defiance of that horrendous terror threat. The truck came thundering down here into this department store, and they put up plyboard, as you can see, to replace that smashed window. And instead of just leaving it there, people are coming here, and it's almost turned into a makeshift shrine. You can see messages there. People have penned the message RIP, but most noticeably and repeatedly the word Tillsammans, which means together. All the flowers have been taken from areas like this and placed on some steps around the corner for a vigil, and that was a national moment for the country to come together. There's been a huge outpouring of gratitude as well to the emergency services and their rapid response to the attack on Friday. So people are laying flowers on police cars, for example, with cards saying, "We're proud of what you did." Max Foster, CNN, Stockholm, Sweden.
U.S. government now says it's a priority to remove Syria's leader from power. That's a significant change for the Trump administration. It previously did not prioritize the ouster of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. But that was before a chemical weapons attack that was carried out last Tuesday killed 89 people in western Syria. The attack was widely blamed on Assad's regime. And late last week, U.S. President Donald Trump authorized a military strike against a Syrian airbase. It's the location where the U.S. says the chemical attack was launched from. America has been carrying out airstrikes against ISIS locations in Syria for years. The missile strikes were the first time the U.S. struck a Syrian government position since the country's civil war broke out 6 years ago.
It certainly sends a message to friends and foe alike that this president will take action when lines are crossed, and that is, again, potentially very significant.
Syria denied carrying out the chemical attack last week, and Russia and Iran, 2 countries that support Syria's government, say the U.S. strike broke international law and that they would, quote, respond strongly to any aggression on Syria. The U.S. missiles were fired from U.S. warships in the eastern Mediterranean, and in response and an apparent show of force, Russia has moved a warship to a port in western Syria. The Middle Eastern nation has continued operations at the damaged airbase. In the U.S. Capitol, Neil Gorsuch is set to be sworn in today as the 113th Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court. The Senate confirmed him on Friday with a vote of 54 to 45. One senator was absent. Justice Gorsuch fills the vacancy left by Justice Antonin Scalia, who died last February. If you missed any of our shows last week, we had a couple of in-depth explainers on the Senate's rules, rule changes, and confirmation process regarding Justice Gorsuch. Our April 5th show defined terms like filibuster and the nuclear option. Our April 7th show explained how they actually played out. You can find both of them from our homepage, cnn.com/CNN10. Just scroll down to our archives. 10-second trivia. In what field are the terms strike, exposition, and proscenium commonly used? Theater, medicine, mixed martial arts, or construction? These terms are most often used in and around the theater, the proscenium relating to a common type of stage. When it was founded in 1997, No Limits Theater Group, like its name suggests, wasn't limited to people simply performing in plays. The actors were all students with hearing loss. And since then, the No Limits Group has produced 100 plays in 13 states and includes 3 education centers. Its founder is a CNN hero who wants to give all students the tools to do well in life.
A child with a hearing loss can achieve anything. When you grow up, what do you want to be?
I want to be a successful businessman.
Hearing loss does not impact your intellect, but unfortunately, some of our kids fall through the cracks. Sometimes these kids are bullied, and a lot of people in their life tell them that they can't do things. Are you ready for your speech? Let's practice up on here. Their parents are often told that their child's never going to learn to speak.
My third grade teacher called my mother. She said he can't do anything by himself. My mother had her heart broken.
For the kids that are from low-income families, they haven't received a lot of early intervention. They get to us at 4 or 5 years old and they don't know their name. All right, let's work on your homework. Our organization works with children with all different degrees of hearing loss.
Speak louder, have a big energy. Go.
My favorite subject is reading.
We offer a free program to allow kids to have the education that they deserve.
Welcome to No Limit, believe it or not.
We started with the theater company, and then I decided I wanted to start an educational center really helping families in poverty.
Martha.
We're filling in all the language, the grammar, and also teaching them how to read and write.
When I grow up, I want to become an honest. I can do it!
That was so good! Every 10 weeks, we have a graduation ceremony. And the kids write a speech, and then they do it in front of a lot of people. When you see the parents in the audience, they're thinking, oh my gosh, what's going to come out?
I have a big sister named Emily, and I'm mad about her.
And then they see that their kids are just so brilliant, and people are laughing at their jokes and clapping for them. It's, oh my gosh, my child's going to be okay.
I had experienced failure because of my hearing loss. But it cannot defeat me. I say aloud, I can do it.
Every single child here has potential, and it is our job to pull it out of them and open as many doors so they can shine. These are my girls. I love you guys.
Lasers, fire, and robots, oh my! It doesn't sound like a typical circus, but it's typical fare at the 2-Bit Circus. Its founder says it's all about adding new styles of play. Large companies have brought in the 2-Bit Circus for big budget events. They typically run between $50,000 and $500,000. Its influences are everything from classic arcades to VR entertainment. And where else can you watch an SUV go bungee jumping? Amazing what people come up with off the big top of their heads. Might not be the greatest show on earth, but though the 2-bit costs more than 2 bits, it buys more than a shave and a haircut. And even if it follows circuitous logic, it puts new ideas and entertainment to the tech. And the story brings us full circus on CNN 10. I'm Carl Azuz. Come on back Tuesday.